Hey folks, welcome back to the homestead. We are getting our garden ready for this spring and summer. We've decided to use this little area here. It's about 15 by 15. I'll show you all the type of pots and stuff we're gonna do. As y'all can see, I got a truck bed full of mulch and dirt. So I'm gonna get this place all cleaned up, and I'll show y'all how I'm gonna get everything set up. Alrighty, I got this whole place weed-eated and raked and cleaned up pretty well. I went ahead, before I'm doing any of the next step, I went and put down a pretty generous amount of insecticide. I like using the 7 dust because it's specifically for gardens. I know I have my little beehive there. We do not have any bees right now, and that's a project for another day. So now what I'm gonna do, I did not want to do a raised bed. I've tried that a couple times before, and I just don't think it's perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just lay down some of this landscape cloth along this edge and along that edge. And then I'm gonna cover it with mulch. And between the landscape cloth and the mulch, I think we should have pretty decent weed prevention. In a perfect world, this would be bare dirt, but I think we'll be all right how it is. So I'm gonna get this laid out, and I'll show you what it looks like with the mulch on it. All right, so I think y'all can kind of see what I got going on here. I'm trying to do this as economical as possible. So I got some pretty generic landscape cloth. This particular roll is 3 feet wide by 50 feet long, and it was $20. So not too bad. So I laid that down, and I put some of these landscape staples, I think they call them, just on the corners and on this leading edge. And if you can see here, I really don't want the mulch to float and like float away or whatever. So I put this landscape cloth up on the edge of the fence a bit, and hopefully that'll kind of keep everything contained. I didn't have time to get them today, but I am going to get some pavers that I'll line this edge here with, and that'll keep the mulch all in. All right. So we got that part set up. Now let me show you how I'm actually going to grow the plants themselves. I got 20 of these. They're called a grow pot. But basically it's a felt type material, and it's surprisingly strong. And you fill it with soil, and this is like a big flower pot. I got these for several reasons. One, we live just outside of Houston, and it does rain quite a bit when it does rain. When there's a lot of rain coming through, the water can escape, right? And we have a well, so I'm not worried about not having enough water. I'm worried about having too much water. Because this whole thing can breathe, it's also supposed to be really good for the roots. I think that this is a very good size. I got the 15-gallon size. I'll link them down below. Honestly, I haven't used them before, but they have crazy good reviews. And to me, for an economical option that looks all right, that should work well with the plants, I think it's the best idea. I've heard. And the cool thing too is that they're reusable. So as long as at the end of the season you dump them out, then they're reusable. So I got 20 of these. We'll see how many I can fit in here. But I'm gonna go and fill it up with soil here, and then you can see they have handles, so I can take them and set them here, and I'll show y'all what that looks like after I get a few done. But I'll probably leave about a 3 by 3 spot on each of them, so I should be able to get 5 on this side, and that should be plenty of soil and plenty of space for the plants. I'll show you what it looks like when I get a little bit more done.